Yo, what's up, Raider Nation? To nobody's surprise, the Oakland Raiders will be on Hard Knocks this year. The first thing I'd like to say to you, Raider Nation, to whoever's listening, is that this is the new Raiders. I think this is the new Vegas Raiders, and this is just a preview that we get of them. We really need to appreciate this process because this is the start of our powerhouse. And I really believe that. AB is going to improve us every day in coverage, who he goes up against, the secondary that he's going with. He's just going to completely elevate everybody on the field. He's going to take attention away from our other playmakers on the field, like Josh Jacobs and Tyrell Williams. And no matter who we play, the competition is going to be lesser than who we're going against in practice. We have the best. Let's take a look at what Hard Knocks has to offer us. So, first thing on the list is Antonio Brown. And I've already mentioned him a little bit. He's going to make everybody better. He has a personality. He has his own YouTube channel. He's used to being around the cameras. This is the man for the job. This is going to be perfect. And speaking of the men for the job, we also have Gruden and Mayock. It's really great to see John Gruden admit when he is wrong. There's something that can be said about a man that can admit that and improve for the greater good. And when I say that, I'm talking about the London game. In his press conference yesterday, he was talking about how they're going to do things different and how you try to research things and go about it a certain way, and it just didn't work out. And, what do we get? Just a few field goals last year against the Seahawks? Right away, a few of the other names you think about are Richie Incognito and Vontaze Burfict. It's great to finally have a middle of the defense that has the brain behind the defense also. And we're going to see how that plays out. We're going to be ridiculous if that defense can get going. And then along with our offense, it's going to be unstoppable. And Richie Incognito will be a big part of that line, too. There's a lot more, too, you guys. This is the last year in Oakland, so we get to document that. We get to see how that season went, how the off-season preparation was, and then we get to see the end result, too. With that, we also brought in Ronald Ollie. I think he has a place on the team, but he will be kind of fighting for a good spot. He's obviously from Last Chance U, so it's amazing that he gets to be a part of such an influential documentary. Go unsigned, he went to Nichols. I think a school that he didn't really want to go to, but he went there with his other players. Kept going at it, wasn't drafted, showed up to our local training camp, and we brought him in, and here he is. And I hope he dominates. There's a lot of other uncertainty as well. We also have the CBA possibly changing here in the next year. I'm not any expert about it or anything, but it's possible that the structure of how players are paid could change. So I think that's why we were so aggressive this year, because if things change, we already have the players in. You can also jump over and look at like the rival teammates that we signed, like Brandon Marshall and Tyrell Williams. That's going to add another dynamic to it. And just week 1, we'll be seeing Brandon Marshall against his old Broncos. Something I've been thinking about is that a lot of Raider Nation did not want to have Hard Knocks. And I think that's us backing up Mark Davis saying that he didn't want Hard Knocks. And John Gruden alluding to that. Obviously now that we have it, everybody's happy. We're going to have the most coverage that we can. It's the last year in Oakland, like I've been saying. We have all of these storylines. So I try to think of maybe why Mark Davis wouldn't have wanted the show there. Besides the whole privacy thing that we're used to, there's all of the rumors of like the dead rats in the vending machines and just the place kind of falling apart. And I think that's part of why we're leaving Oakland, you guys. I think part of it is Oakland not wanting to work with us. And from an outsider's perspective, I think the Raiders are not wanting to put more money into the Oakland Stadium. And now that we have a whole cast coming in, we are going to replace a few things. We are going to work on it and we're going to put some money into this and some awareness into the stadium and then just leave it next year. So I think maybe Mark Davis was thinking that direction. We'll never truly know, but I'm sure a lot of it is that privacy and just, with all of the betrayal that we've had from the city of Oakland and the mayor, I didn't think we wanted to put more money into it. Things turned out how they turned out, and honestly, for the better. It'll be all right. Maybe Oakland will shut up finally, us having a show there. So, all in all, it's going to be all right. One of the other highlights, too, is all of the rookies that we've brought in. We got Farrell, Jacobs, Abram. I like to throw Mullen in there. We got Mad Max. It's going to be great to see the coverage there, and a lot of the show is where they're cutting some of the players who can't make it. I'm willing to say that our draft class is probably safe, and that's just to complement Mayock and Gruden's scouting ability. But we will get to see players like Keelan Doss, who are, trying to make the team. Ronald Ollie's going to try to solidify himself, and we'll see a lot of those camp battles for sure. There's going to be some names that pop up, and maybe some players who make the team just because of how much the fan base likes them from the show. One of the other things that's really cool, we haven't even talked about Derek Carr. With all of the stardom that he brings in, all of his elite ability, he's had some really nice clips in the past that have made me laugh. And I'll show one of those right here.
And he spiked it. That is freaking awesome. That's game. Man, I love that.
Did you hit somebody? You gonna come? No, you're gonna come at the quarterbacks. Wait till I pull this cut up for you. No, we'll see. We'll see. The eye in the sky doesn't lie.
My running backs couldn't get to the A gap. They got yelled at for not taking the A gap.
The eye in the sky don't lie.
And I know they're not going at this angle.
They can't be wrong, huh?
Our feet work. Hell no.
So you got to come over here and tell us?
I mean, if I tell them, then they're going to be mad at me.
I got to work, bro.
So we have him, and then we have all of the old Raider legends that constantly hang out around the stadium and are employed by the organization. So just, again, I don't know how much they'll be involved, but just having all of them around and all of the mystique, I can't wait for the rest of the world to see what the rest of us already know. And that's starting soon here, you guys. That's August 6th. So we don't even have to really wait too much longer. We have to get through July here, and then we'll be, popping that popcorn and popping a cold one, and watching our favorite team here. So it's a great time. We get to document it even. Back to what I said in the beginning, I really think that we have to appreciate this process that we're going through. And there's a lot of complaining and worrying about incognito and everybody, but I think we need to focus our attention to what we're building and how things are going to work. And Carr is finally in his second year. This is a great time for us, Raider Nation, so looking forward to it. And that's my 2 cents here about Hard Knocks. Thanks for listening. See ya.